J-Tech, driving futures forward.
Hi, I'm Ray Terzolo. I'm a diesel instructor here at Jones Technical Institute. Today we're going to go over running the overheads, setting the valves, the injectors, and the Jake brake on an ISX Cummins 400. It's a 95 model out of a Kenworth. First thing I did is I went through the service manual and I got all the specifications for the valve settings, the Jake brake settings, and the pound settings for the injectors. All my torque specs to where we can torque everything. So I've already rolled the engine over to the A position, which is going to have us either at number 1 cylinder top dead center or number 6. And how you check it is both my rockers are loose on intake and exhaust on the number 1, and on the number 6 cylinder the intake is down. So that tells me I'm on top dead center of number 1 cylinder. Okay, your intake valves are set at 14 thousandths. I already have my filler gauge set up. And you place that underneath the little tappet. You have to loosen everything up. Get your feeler gauge inside, underneath it. Tighten it up just to where the feeler gauge is snug and it won't come out. Then you run your jam nut down. Make sure that your adjusting nut doesn't turn while you lock your nut down. Okay? Then your feeler gauge should have slight resistance. See how it slides in and out? Feels snug. There's no play in my rocker either. If I felt any up-down play or it was too tight, I would readjust it. That's why when you go in and you're adjusting, you run your adjusting screw down again until your feeler gauge won't move. And 9 times out of 10, when you do it that way and you lock your lock nut down, your setting's just right and you have no play in your rocker arm. So I'm happy with the intake, the way that turns. So now I'm at 27. I'm going to do my exhaust side now. This is one of the things I try to show my students, because getting the feel of the feeler gauge and how it sets up, when you've never done it before, you just run it down with your fingers like that. When you feel you can't move it, you stop, put your lock nut down, see how it just slides in there perfectly and has a certain amount of drag. There's no up-down play on the rocker at all. So I'm happy with that. So your intake set at 14 thousandths, your exhaust is set at 27 thousandths. Now another thing you always do, these are set up, the lock nuts, to be torqued at 33 foot-pounds. You always do that because when the engine runs, it will loosen up and then it will end up screwing up your valve adjustment and the engine won't run right. Let's see, unlock. It's this way. And we're going 33 pounds. It's 25, 30, 2, 3. Lock. And that will be a 19. Okay, that's done. I don't have to worry about that. That procedure's done. Now another thing I do, I've already set these valves. I mark them so I know. So if I have to stop somewhere in my overhead, I know number 1 cylinder is done. Okay, the next one we're going to do is we're going to set the Jake brake. That is set at 276 thousandths. I went and used a micrometer, set my feeler gauges up to 276 thousandths, and you have to go in through underneath the exhaust valve and get on top of where the valve bridge and the Jake brake are. Slide your feeler gauge in. Okay, and it takes a little Allen head. This will be the same way. When you can't move that feeler gauge in and out, that's where it's set right. Run your lock nut down. Okay. Just slides out with the right amount of drag. No looseness in the rocker. So that's set now at 276 thousandths. Okay, and now this one's torqued at 177 inch-pounds. So I have an inch-pound torque wrench dial, because it's only like a 5/16 coarse thread, so it won't take much torque. So 176 thousandths, 175, 76 inch-pounds. Okay, and then I mark it. So that has my Jake brake done. Now we're going to do the injector. It's set at 71 inch-pounds, and that has to be done with an inch-pound torque wrench with a needle, because if you have a click type, it doesn't give as fine an inch-pounds pulling. You want to bring it right to where the needle hits 71 inch-pounds and then stop. You mark where the injector setting is, back it off a quarter turn and redo it, and make sure if it sets where you first marked it at the first time, after you do it 3 times, then there's nothing wrong with your valve mechanism, and you set it back up to your lines and then torque it down. So I've already broke the jam nut. So we're going to loosen it a quarter turn. Now I'm going to tighten it down. Let me move my lock nut. Okay, I'm going to move it down till it goes 71, 50, 60, 71 inch-pounds. Okay. Now I'm going to mark where it's set at. Then I'm going to loosen it up and see if it aligns with my mark on the second time and the third time. $71. It's dead on the money for number 2. I'm going to loosen it up again. Come back around to 71. That's it. And it's in line again on the third time, so that's set correctly. Okay, and this one, we torque it at 55 foot-pounds. And with the injector, it has a preload on it, so you really don't have to hold it with an Allen wrench while you torque it down, because it's not going to move. So I'm at 33, 34, 35, 35, 40. It'll be 50, 5. It's 24 millimeter. Don't like that. There we go. That has our injector torqued. I mark it. That way I know I have my injector set, my Jake brake, my intake and exhaust. Now I can go down and roll it over to B, which is going to be either 2 or number 5 for the next one. Okay, I've rolled the engine over to B, which is going to put us on adjusting the valves and the injectors on number 5. And again, I'm going to check to make sure both my intake and my exhaust valve rockers are loose. So I'm definitely on number 5. You see number 2, the long injector, which is your intake valve, it's down. So I'm definitely on the right cylinder. So we're going to adjust the exhaust first, which is 27 thousandths. Loosen her up. There we go. Okay, remember, like I said, I run it down to where I can't pull my feeler gauge out. Whoops, I messed up. Okay, start over again. Spin it down, I can't move it. Loosen it up. Spin it down, I can't move it. Okay. 19 millimeter. Okay. Perfect. No play. Certain amount of drag coming in and out. I'm very happy with that. So that's got that one set at 27 thousandths. Now we're going to do the intake at 14 thousandths. Okay, and I'm going to do it the same way. I'll run the jam nut down until my feeler gauge won't move out. Like that. Okay. Yes, that's got a good amount of drag. Okay. I don't feel no play. I'm happy with that. Okay. So that's got my intake set at 14, my exhaust set at 27. Now I'm going to torque my rockers down to 33 foot-pounds at 55. $45. 40, 35, 1, 3. Okay. Okay. It's got those torqued. Now we're going to mark them. And now we're going to go ahead and do the Jake brake, which is set at 276 thousandths. Okay, we've got to go this way. Okay. Do the same thing here. Loosen up my jam nut. Okay. Somehow that fly just found me. Okay. Can't move it. Okay. I'm going to lock it down. My 1/2-inch wrench. Okay, it's got that one locked down. I'll have to torque it at 177 inch-pounds. Feel this out. Okay, it has the right amount of clearance. Happy with that, 276 thousandths. Okay, now we torque that down to 171 inch-pounds. Okay, that's 171 inch-pounds, so that's got that one done. Now we're going to do our injector next. Set that right there. Mark. Okay, so that's got our Jake brake set. Now, we are gonna, let's see, loosen 1/4 of a turn. Now I'm gonna run it down to 71 inch-pounds. 71. Okay, now I gotta mark it where I like where it's at. I'm gonna do it on this side. Okay, we have a mark. Okay, I'll back off 1/4. Now I'm gonna run it down to 71 inch-pounds. Number 2, it's dead on the mark. I'm going to do it one more time. "71 inch-pounds, that's the 3rd time. It's on its mark, so I'm happy. We're going to set this one at 55 foot-pounds. 33. 40, 5, 50, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And there we go, 55 foot-pounds. And we mark it. Okay, and that has our valve setting, our Jake brake, and our injector setting set on number 5. Now we're going to roll the crankshaft over to number C position, which should put us at number 3. And I am Ray Terzolo again, diesel instructor for J-Tech. I'd like to thank you for your time. And if you'd like, go to YouTube and check out other types of videos that we have going on with the school. Thank you very much and have a good day.